Votes are in. A historic midterm election now in the books.
Early voting records were broken this year, surpassing the total number of people who voted in the 2014 general election.
We have crews across the valley tracking the results of our local races. Plus, we have statewide numbers. Channel 5 News at 10 starts right now.
From the Valley's News Channel, this is Channel 5 News at 10.
And good evening. Thank you for joining us. And we start our election coverage tonight with a quick look at tonight's biggest race in Texas, and that is a U.S. Senate race. And right now, this is what the numbers show. Ted Cruz projected winner tonight. The incumbent with 51% of the vote, taking a charging challenge from Beto O'Rourke. Right now, he pulls in 48% of the vote.
We'll have much more on that in just a minute. But first, to the race for the 13th Court of Appeals, Place 4. On the ballot, indicted former District Judge Rudy Delgado and Republican Jaime Tijerina.
Yeah, Delgado grabbed an early lead. Let's get to Channel 5's Valerie Gonzalez to see if it held.
We've been watching the numbers all night climb from one side right over to the other side in this race for Justice of 13th Court of Appeals, Place 4. Now let's take a look at the numbers for Rodolfo Rudy Delgado and Jaime Tijerina. According to the latest figures for early voting, Tijerina no longer trails Delgado. According to the Secretary of State, the latest is almost an even split. Tijerina has a slight majority of 50.21% and Delgado 49.78% of early voting numbers. Delgado continues to face federal bribery charges but is out on bond. Judge Tijerina, however, believes that another factor affected the outcome of this race.
But certainly straight ticket voting on both sides has had an effect on this race. In particular, the number of Democrats straight ticket voting in Hidalgo County is probably the one biggest factor in this race.
In Hidalgo, 70% of straight ticket voters went for the Democrats, and this is a 20-county race, so it won't necessarily come down to Hidalgo, who determines the outcome of this race. These numbers are still preliminary, and given the close nature of this, it could come down to what happened today at the polls. If Delgado wins, the Secretary of State Communications Director Sam Taylor explained earlier today that Delgado could take the office legally. Live in McAllen, we'll have more as it becomes available. Valerie Gonzalez, Channel 5 News at 10.
Now we're checking in with another closely watched race in the 13th Court of Appeals. This one is Place 2. Incumbent Nora Longoria against Greg Perks. Numbers right now show Nora Longoria with 53% of the vote, Perks with 47%.
The race for the 93rd District Court in Hidalgo County, a contest between Republican candidate Jennifer Morales and longtime Democratic figure in Hidalgo County politics, Fernando Macias. Channel 5's Christian Van Pricing following the race from Edinburgh.
This is the race for Rudy Delgado's former seat. He stepped down a couple months ago after he was accused of federal charges, stepped out of office, and then Governor Greg Abbott appointed a temporary replacement for the 93rd District Court. Now we've got the two candidates, as they were mentioned, Jennifer Morales, the Republican candidate, right now with 1,591 absentee votes, 32,505 early votes, and now 4,602 election day votes. Fernando Macias, the Democrat, with 4,259 absentee votes, 71,889 early votes, and 10,097 election day votes. The totals giving Jennifer Morales 31% approximately, Fernando Macias 69%. We are still waiting to make sure that those numbers are full and complete. We are waiting to see if those are the entire votes here for this race. Live at the Hidalgo County Courthouse, Christian Van Pricing, Channel 5 News.
Let's check out now Hidalgo County's Proposition A. That is a big drainage project, a proposed drainage project. The county asking voters to decide on the $190 million project. So let's go to the board right now. It looks like it is passing tonight. Right now, currently with 67% of the vote, for those voting against it at 33%.
Edinburgh voters also deciding on a drainage bond today. If approved, Proposition C will allow for the construction of 4 detention ponds throughout the city. Supporters say those ponds will take in excess water during major storms and protect neighborhoods from flooding. The ponds will be built off Doolittle, Jr. and Sugar Roads, as well as South Veterans Boulevard. And you can see there, very tight race, but right now it looks like Proposition C in Edinburgh also likely to pass. Actually, 100% of the precincts reporting looks like that is a done deal.
Now we go to the race for Hidalgo County judge. Jane Cross put her name on the ballot, hoping to become the first female judge, running against Richard Cortez, the former mayor of McAllen. Channel 5's Angelo Vargas is tracking this race from Edinburgh. Angelo.
And we're slowly moving out of Edinburgh into McAllen, where we're going to try to meet Mr. Richard Cortez. He's actually still in the lead right now from his candidate rival, Republican Jane Cross. Jane Cross has more than 35,000 votes, but Richard Cortez has more than 89,000 votes unofficially at this time right now. He has more than 70% of majority of the votes right now. So this is the unofficial numbers that we have for the Hidalgo County judge. As you know, this is a 4-year term, and if Jane Cross could win, she'd be the first woman to be on the seat. And if Richard Cortez wins, he just adds to his career here in the city, in the Valley. As you know, he was the mayor as well as the city commissioner in McAllen for quite some time. So he has a good rap sheet here, but we'll definitely keep on track with those numbers, and we're going to continue to try to head toward his headquarters to see if we can talk to him about his victory so far. We'll have more information on that as later on continues. Reporting live in Edinburgh, Angelo Vargas, Channel 5 News.
Now, in Cameron County, he vacated the job to be Secretary of State back in 2015, this just after he had won re-election there. But tonight, Carlos Casco wanted his old position back.
He challenged incumbent Eddie Trevino Jr. Trevino won the seat after Casco's departure. Channel 5 Sierra Pizarro is live outside the Cameron County Courthouse with the election results.
It's looking like the judge's seat for Cameron County could stay in the hands of Democrat Eddie Trevino. Now, when we look at the early numbers so far, 78% of the precincts are reporting Trevino has over 40,000 votes, winning at the moment with 59%. That's 12,000 more votes than his opponent, Republican Carlos Cascos. Cascos so far sits at close to 28,000 votes with 41%. Again, what you just heard are the early numbers. We're standing by for the official tally. They're still gathering up the ballots here behind me. So stay tuned with us for now, live in Brownsville. Sierra Pizarro, Channel 5 News at 10.